Okay, we're in the first week in June. We're gonna take a quick look at the trees here. So here is our first pear. I finally got around to thinning the pear trees, the couple apples that we had, and the peaches, finally. So that's been done, and I went down and tried to get them to one per cluster. There's one there, and they're getting to be good size. Should have been done a while ago, but I didn't make it, but I did now. I was reading the bulletin that comes out from the Utah State Fruit Tree Advisory, whatever extension, and they're like, oh, apples and pears should have already been done. It's too late now, but, better late than never. I also found that apricots actually aren't recommended to be thinned, so, which is good because there's a lot of them are high up top, so I couldn't really thin most of them, but I guess because they're smaller, they're just not worth it. And then cherries aren't either because, once again, too small. And speaking of the cherries, we've got some nice color on a lot of them starting to develop there. Remember, these are, pretty sure they're Bing. They get very, very dark, almost black, and not quite black, but they get very, very red, very dark red. So these are not even close to being ready to eat. But the birds might eat them, but not us, because there's very low sugar in them. And they look kind of like a Rainier, one of those yellow red cherries. So anyway, they're doing good. Probably a couple more weeks. I'll have to look back and kind of estimate based on their color. I never quite remember all that stuff, but anyway, the next couple weeks probably we'll be harvesting cherries. Okay, so our apple tree, I did go in and thin. There was just a few spots that had any apples, but here's two right here. I decided to leave two. Normally I only leave one, but since there's literally, you're looking at all the apples we're going to have this year, I figured why not. And so then there was a couple clusters there. So I might get a few apples, mainly just to do for, why not. Other than that, they're starting to hang down low. I'm probably going to trim some of those because it makes mowing difficult here, especially since there's no apples over here. But other than that, it's being really bushy and growing. I haven't seen any. I do notice some little pests in there. I don't know if they're just white flies or something, but something's going on in there. But they haven't really harmed the tree, but they're just kind of hanging out in there. So I'll have to look more into that. The peaches, once again, I did thin them, so that's good. There wasn't a whole lot of them to thin this year, but I did thin while I was there. So you can see they're nice, good size there. And then over there and there. So very happy with that. Got that done. And we can see our other pear here, just like the other one. Went through, thinned it. Didn't need a lot of thinning. There's a lot of new growth on this one. Not quite as much fruit. But anyway, I did go through there and do that. And our apricot. So we are still, everything's still going okay with them. You can see them here. There's one, and then 2 and 3. So they're around. Hard to see at this time because they're green. When they get, obviously, their color. They won't be on for another month or so. 4 to 6 weeks. But anyway, they're looking okay. So anyway, that's the trees for this first week in June. So it's been really warm this week. It's going to stay warm. Don't expect to get any more cold snaps. So basically, things are just going to keep plugging along with the fruit. We'll have cherries in a few weeks, and we'll keep going from there. Thanks for watching.